is overcrowding threatened learning at Matungulu Girls Secondary School in Machakos County as rising enrollment followed the implementation of the 100% transition policy. The school, now a national institution with about 1,300 students, turned to NG-CDF for additional infrastructure. 16 classrooms alongside offices and sanitation facilities have since changed the learning environment. But has the investment translated into better outcomes? Political Affairs reporter Micah Gwongo visited the school to assess the impact.
At Matungulu Girls Secondary School, the story of NG-CDF is no longer about budgets, legislation or court battles. Here, the impact is visible in classrooms filled with students, teachers moving freely during lessons, and a school that has grown from a congested institution into a national school. But the transformation did not happen overnight. When the government introduced the 100% secondary school transition policy, more learners moved into secondary schools, putting existing infrastructure under pressure. At Matungulu Girls, the increase in numbers meant classrooms had to accommodate more students, while the school struggled to provide an environment conducive for learning.
Before these classrooms were constructed, and actually to be specific, they were constructed the time of 100% transition, the school was in dire need of, I would say it was in crisis. That the few classrooms that were there were highly congested. The interaction between teachers and the students was almost impossible because of the large number. The teacher would only stand in front of the students and give a lecture in form of teaching. At the moment the rooms were put up, or the infrastructure was put up, we were able to place 40 students per class, and as such the teaching became more effective. The
response was the construction of 16 classrooms through NG-CDF. The 39 million shillings project was implemented in phases, with this 3-story block eventually providing the additional space the school needed to cope with its growing population. But the difference is not simply in the number of classrooms added. Teachers says congestion had been affecting movement, interaction, and the way lessons were delivered.
There was no that interaction during the lesson with the learners because of lack of space to move from the back from the front to the back and in between the desks in the class.
In the old classrooms, teachers had to improvise simply to create enough room to teach. For students, that meant navigating crowded spaces while trying to concentrate in their lessons.
The model of the classrooms, you can see how the windows are. Also, there's enough ventilation of air and also light. When, for example, we switch off the lights, there's also good light, you can see well, and also it is spacious. You also feel comfortable when sitting in such a class. We have tiles. The other classes it was only floor cement, and also sometimes they had holes, so you see the environment was not that conducive. But now when you sit here and you read, at least you can concentrate.
Today, that experience has changed. The new classrooms provide more space, better ventilation, and room for teachers to interact directly with learners. Before the new classrooms were constructed, Matungulu Girls Secondary School struggled with congested classrooms, limited movement, and reduced interaction between teachers and students, making lessons delivery more difficult.
Kusomea kwa class kai na kumotivate kusoma kwa sababu class yenyewe inakuvutia. When you sit in such a class inakuvutia usome. So whenever you enter into this class, at least you have that peace of mind that when you're starting to read, unasema at least I'm in a good class, the environment is clean.
Right now I'm in a meeting.
The school's leadership also links the improved learning environment to a rise in academic performance. According to the principal, the school's mean grade has moved from 6.8 to 8.14. But she is careful to attribute the improvement to more than just new buildings. pointing to the environment created by the additional space.
We were able to get better interaction between the teachers and the students. At the same time, it also would allow the discussion of the learners while in class, because the students would turn and face the others, and as such they were able to discuss, and therefore I would say that it contributed to even improved performance of the school.
The figures offer an important measure of the transformation, but they do not tell the whole story. At classroom level, teacher says adequate infrastructure has changed the quality of interaction between them and the students.
Adequate infrastructure will allow the teachers to have proper interaction with the learners when learning is taking place. And again, the learners will feel they belong. And again, they will feel very free when they are interacting with you, because a learner can also be able to move from the back and come to the front and demonstrate to the others what you have taught.
For the school administration, the new block has also been part of a broader transformation. Matungulu Girls has since attained national school status, bringing with it a larger student population and an even greater demand for infrastructure. With the expansion of infrastructure, Matungulu Girls Secondary School has moved from congestion to greater learning capacity, with the school now serving about 1,300 students. School management also reports an improvement in the mean grade from 6.8 to 8.14, which it attributes partly to the more spacious and conducive learning environment created by the new classrooms.
There's been a lot of improvement in performance, because we are moving from a mean of 6.8. Right now we are at 8.14. And I would attribute this to that spacing and this infrastructure by the government through CDF.
The school is therefore still looking beyond classrooms, with additional demand for laboratories and ICT facilities. And that raises another question: how are such projects selected in the first place?
It's true, they did a proposal, and then the CDF team visited this school to ascertain the need of the school. It's true, the school was highly populated, the classes was congested, and then they requested around 9 classrooms. The Mheshimiwa, the MP, Honorable Mule, came in and said we need to put 16 number classroom. So we did a proposal to the CDF board and it was approved.
The chairman says the process starts with a need identified at a community level before a project is proposed and assessed against competing priorities. The project began with the rising enrollment, which created pressure on the school's existing classrooms and prompted the school to identify the need for additional infrastructure. The school then submitted its proposal to NG-CDF, where the need was assessed and prioritized before the project was approved and implemented in phases.
This project costed the Kenyan money in CDF around 39 million in total.
How was the funding released?
It was 3 phases funding, so we funded for 3 years, up to completion.
For the school's board of management, the investment has gone beyond providing physical space. The board says improved infrastructure has strengthened the school's ability to accommodate learners and pursue its ambitions.
They're able to learn in a better environment. And this has impacted very positively on the performance of the school, to the extent that we have actually received a national status of the school. We are now a national school. Due to this infrastructure, we've also seen better, improved performance. Girls are happy, and well, we are not yet there where we want to be as a school, because we still require an ICT complex.
But as the school celebrates the transformation, its needs are evolving. The next phase is expected to include an ICT facility, followed by additional classrooms and a laboratory.
The school is still highly populated with a population of 1,300, which they need more classrooms. They have done a proposal to us for the classroom, ICT, and the lab for the school. This year we'll only do the ICT for the school, and maybe the other financial year we also request the board if they can give us funds for the other classrooms and lab.
That continuing demand illustrates both sides of the NG-CDF story. The fund has helped address an immediate infrastructure problem at Matungulu Girls, but the school's growth means that new needs continue to emerge. For the Board of Management, the responsibility now is to ensure that development keeps pace with that growth, while maintaining oversight of public resources.
The board has the responsibility of oversighting, the responsibility of partnerships, the responsibility of resource mobilization. That is given by the Ministry of Education, the selecting board of the boards. And because of that role that we have, we sought help from the NG-CDF.
For students and teachers, however, the measure of the investment is more immediate. It is the ability to sit through a lesson without congestion, for a teacher to move freely around a classroom, and for a growing student population to learn in an environment that supports concentration.
Like this year we have 32 projects ongoing. We have a neighboring school called Katwanya High School, which has also story building of 9 classrooms. Already we have done 6. The remaining 3 will be done in this year. We have another school called Esiangoloni Secondary School, which also they need 9 classrooms. We have done 6. The remaining will be done this year. We have also another project at Father Ilan High School, which is ongoing. We have also KMTC, the Matungulu KMTC, which will be opened this year in September. It's almost completed.
And for one member of the school's board who studied at Matungulu Girls more than 4 decades ago, the transformation offers a personal perspective on how infrastructure can shape the opportunities available to a new generation.
The infrastructure was not good. The classrooms were not good. The lab was not equipped. But we managed to move on up to the university. And we have now come back with a lot of gratefulness in our hearts, because the foundation, we got the foundation from this school. The foundation in terms of discipline, the foundation in terms of academic excellence, and therefore we have decided, we are many, I'm not just the only one. We have an alumni of Matungulu Girls, where actually I'm the chairperson.
4 decades after she left the school, Kivasu is now part of the team overseeing the development.
Whether it is CDF is unconstitutional or not, we are reaping the fruits. We can see where the money is going, adding value to the lives of the students, adding value to the lives of the community members. If roads are built, if schools are built, if laboratories are equipped, if our ICT labs are equipped, what are we doing? We are building the capacity for our children for tomorrow.
The classrooms at Matungulu Girls therefore offer a practical picture of what NG-CDF can mean on the ground. Not simply a budget allocation, but additional space, fewer congested lessons, and infrastructure responding to a growing population. Yet the next test is whether the remaining gaps can be addressed, and whether the improved physical environment will continue translating into better educational outcomes. For this school, the story of NG-CDF is still being written. 1 classroom, 1 learner, and 1 project at a time. Mike Kagwango, TV 47, Machakos County.